Alright, everybody, we are live, and today is Pokemon Heartgold. Yeah, we're going to be doing a random Pokemon. Hopefully you all got to see the Ho-Oh video in Pokemon Heartgold. Slight spoiler on that. It was really good. I will say, I hope Salamence shows up, because I copied one of the strats in that run from one of his runs. How did Nosepass go? Here, I'll show you. Right down here. About 37 minutes worse than Chansey. And that's despite the Eviolite helping it. I will say, though, the Eviolite did make Nosepass a lot more tolerable, but honestly, the most infuriating thing about that run was just having to rely on Rock Slide and Stone Edge. All moves that could miss. It was so annoying. Anyway. Man, every single time I start a stream, gotta drink something. I didn't even do a voiceover today. Now you get Happini. Right? Ditto is one of the Pokemon I would reroll. There are some unwritten Pokemon I will reroll. Stuff that's obviously impossible. I literally mean that, like, obviously. Like Ditto. Technically, Shedinja, I would assume Shedinja would be. Like, if I were to run Shedinja at any point, or like Ditto or something, it'd be like an entirely separate video. I wouldn't do it for a random stream. Okay. Anyway, we've got one Pokemon, 4 regions. We've had 4 bad Pokemon in a row. Okay, Kakuna is a reroll. And if you're wondering if I roll a overpowered legendary, do I get a free choice? No, I just run that legendary. Alright, who are we playing with? Okay, Bellossom. That's interesting. I've played Bellossom in Crystal, and I'm just saying, I hope its moveset is better in this game, because its moveset in the original was so bad. Let's take a look. I don't think Quiver Dance was a thing yet. Wait, is this going to be all level 1 moves? Hold on, Bulbapedia. There we go. Hey, Salamence, I'm sure you saw the Ho-Oh video, but that swagger strat was really cool that you came up with. Oh, okay, so it looks like Sunny Day, Mega Drain, Stun Spore, and Sweet Scent. Then Magical Leaf at 23. And unfortunately, since we're starting as Bellossom, we're not going to get any of the powder moves. So yeah, this moveset is not really any better than it was in Crystal. Here, I'll show you guys the results in Crystal. Let me just make sure there's no spoilers on here. Alright, so Bellossom is right down here in 13th place. The main reason Bellossom did bad was because the first 2 gyms. I remember with Bellossom, I actually had to teach Cut. Let's take a look at our TMs, though. I'll look at Pokemon DB for it. It's a little cleaner looking. Let's see, Sludge Bomb. Oh wait, stats. 90 special attack, 50 speed. Oh yeah, we're a grass type. We get Swords Dance. Swords Dance plus Leaf Blade is good. Oh yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit though to get Leaf Blade, but honestly, yeah, this thing's moveset's gonna have to be like Swords Dance, Leaf Blade. Honestly, where's Drain Punch? Route 39. Could Drain Punch be a viable option? Like, fighting coverage is pretty decent. Especially when you combine it with Swords Dance. Actually, yeah, we could use it for, like, steel types, for example. Swords Dance, Drain Punch. How much PP does Drain Punch have? 10. 5. It has 5 PP. Oh, good lord. Hmm. Yeah, that's not gonna work out too well. Hmm. So basically, like, when we get Swords Dance right away, what are our good physical moves? Bullet Seed, Return, Drain Punch. Honestly, it might just suck, but we might have to rely on Drain Punch partially. Because when we get Swords Dance right away, the only physical moves we'll have access to is literally Return and Bullet Seed. But here's the question. What are we going to do with Morty? No. Seed Bomb. I'm pretty sure that's in the Battle Frontier. We don't even learn Headbutt either. Dang. Yeah, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to use special coverage. That's gonna be so sad. Hey, you get Swords Dance. Also, use a special move for a ghost. I guess we'll need to think of a good hidden power typing, but we have more special attack than attack, so we'll need to think of a really good hidden power typing for coverage. So, like, when we get to... Basically, when we get to Blackthorn, our 3 moves will be Swords Dance, Leaf Blade, and Return. Hidden Power Dark? Potentially, yeah. Need Surf for Hidden Power. Oh, dude, you're right. I forgot they changed that in Heartgold. You're right. Oh my... Okay, that is bad. We're probably just gonna have to spam Magical Leaf with Substitute up and hope for the best. But to be fair, Substitute completely nerfs Morty's entire team. So yeah, make sure it gets Substitute for him, but other than Substitute and Dratini, is there really anything we need at the game corner? Swords Dance, yeah, so we'll need Swords Dance, Substitute, and a Dratini. And I don't see anything else that we would need. Yeah, for some reason, Stun Spore is our only powder move that this thing gets, and I believe that was true in Crystal as well when I played it. So yeah, I will pick up Drain Punch. The one in Dragon's Den is actually kind of worse, because after you solve the quiz, you have to exit the Dragon's Den little house, surf all the way back up to the entrance, Claire talks to you, then you gotta go surf back. But if you're doing the game corner anyway, you may as well spend an extra minute to get the Dratini while you're there, because the Dratini is also your surf user too, so that way you don't have to catch a Krabby. Remember, Dratini saves you Krabby as well. Lost some notes. Yeah, we'll just have to spam Mega Drain or Magical Leaf on Morty with Substitute. And then as soon as we get Swords Dance, pretty much after Morty, we'll just have to use Swords Dance, Return. It's just Swords Dance and Return with Magical Leaf for coverage. But let's think about this real quick. Where could Drain Punch help? I hate the fact it has 5 power points. Like, I don't know. Like, let's think of the stuff that resists Return. You went to buy a gift for your nephew and niece? Nice. I still haven't done my shopping yet. So yeah, the only Pokemon that Return wouldn't be good are, like, the Ghost and the Steel types and the Rock types. But for Steel types, we could just use Magical Leaf on Steelix. Yeah, it's always better to use a special move. But then I don't know, Karen is just sweep with Return. But then for Gengar, we'll have to use Oh, what are we gonna do about future Gengar? Oh, Leaf Blade. Uh, Hidden Power Ground, I mean, we're not using it for Morty, because you gotta beat Morty to get Hidden Power. But yeah, Leaf Blade, Return, Swords Dance. Those are 3 moves. And, the 4th move could be, like, Substitute, could be Magical Leaf. But honestly, I don't think Drain Punch is going to have any use. I know where the TM is. I'll get it as a backup, but I don't think it's going to be needed at all. To be honest, I'm not sure Hidden Power is going to help with this thing at all. Just because Swords Dance is going to completely carry us. And we'll have Magical Leaf as our special coverage. We just have to think, up until we get Leaf Blade, what is a Pokemon that Normal and Grass will have a tough time on? And funnily enough, the answer is probably Steelix, but Steelix is neutral to Grass, and it will two-shot. We cannot use Drain Punch on Whitney. That is after Whitney. You don't get Drain Punch till before Morty. If only, though. Yeah, I'm just not sure Hidden Power is going to help at all. Like, I just really can't think of a spot. But yeah, and then once we have Return and Leaf Blade, Swords Dance, and probably Magical Leaf for coverage, or Substitute, we'll be unstoppable. Just fighting coverage just won't be the best, but Normal and Grass should hit everything for good damage. Oh yeah, and I don't think we need to think about the rest of the game too much. I will probably look at Red to look at speed EVs, because I get the feeling if we don't outspeed everything on his team, we're in for a world of hurt, especially from the Charizard and the Blastoise. Okay, I'm not worried about outspeeding Blastoise, I'm worried about outspeeding Charizard. I feel like we will need to outspeed Charizard, but let's not look at that right away. We need to figure out what to do for the first 2 gyms. Like, these are going to be our 4 moves. What's our ability? Chlorophyll. That'll just double our speed in the sun. Oh, dude, that's going to be bad. We're going to have to Stun Spore the Pidgeotto and just spam Mega Drain. That's going to suck. But on the bright side, I'm going to sort this by number. We do get Natural Gift. Wait, I don't think we get the TM for it. Yeah, it's in department store. Yeah, that will not help. Honestly, is this one of these runs where we may have to teach Cut? Do we need to do that again? Yes, we will have to hold on to it, but we could just forego teaching Return. We could forego teaching Return and just hold on to Cut as our normal type move, because we'll have Swords Dance anyway. It's just for most fights we'll probably have to use 1 extra Swords Dance, but the question is, what would be the alternative for Sableye? Or not Sableye, Scyther. What's the alternative? I remember in Crystal what we did is that Bellossom started with Petal Dance at level 1, and the alternative strat would be use Stun Spore and spam Petal Dance. That is not a thing with this. Bellossom cannot learn Petal Dance on its own. It gets it from a previous evolution. So yeah, we can't do that. And Struggle's going to deal 1/4 of our max HP. Yeah, I did see that. It's very inconsistent though. To be fair, looking at these TMs, there's not many TMs we get access to. We're going to have to teach Cut. I'm sorry, like, our moveset just for the mid-game is going to have to be like Cut, Mega Drain, Swords Dance, Substitute. We'll have to Swords Dance, Cut a lot of stuff. But it's pretty much the only way. But yeah, I feel like with that out of the way, we need to take a look at Red. Yeah, Bullet Seed's pretty bad before Gen 5. Why before Gen 5 specifically? Oh wait, they upped its power, didn't they? 25. Alright, let's take a look at Kingler Calc. There we go. I cleared my my browser's cache history, so I had to remember all this stuff. Heartgold, Soul Silver. Oh my god, how do you spell this thing? Alright. Let's assume... I do know for a fact we're in the medium slow group, so let's assume 80. Let's look at Red's Charizard. Has 178 speed. And obviously, it's not going to go for Blast Bird, it's going to go for Flare Blitz. Because here's the weird thing with Red and his AI. He only goes for those Hyper Beam clones when he's at below half HP. Like, if he's about to faint, he'll go for that move. But if he's at full health, he's going to go for Flare Blitz. But yeah, clearly if we don't outspeed, that's a problem. So, honestly, I think we will need a lot of training for Bugsy anyway, because unlike Generation 2, where the Scyther had Fury Cutter, Scyther has U-Turn in this, which is a lot more powerful. So we might have to do some training in the grass. Alright, so I'm going to take a look at 200 speed EVs with a... let's do Naive Nature. Route 33 gram, but it's going to be slow thanks to the Zubat. We're going to go get cut right away. Because the thing is, as soon as you're done with the Slowpoke well, you do have to fight the rival, unfortunately. But once you fight the rival, you can just go get cut. 178 speed. So yeah, we'll need 216 speed EVs at a minimum of level 85. So I'll put that in the notes. Yep, 220. Yeah, and the moveset would just be Swords Dance, Return, Leaf Blade. Potentially Synthesis, but let's put the moves on here. Alright, let's take a look at Pikachu first. Oh. How big of a deal? Iron Tail only does like 44%. But then again, that's assuming like no defense. Not like that really matters though. We're gonna, I mean, that would only let us get set up to +2. Then Pikachu can go down. Then on the Charizard, Return's gonna do less than half. But if we were at +4, that still wouldn't be enough. But what about +6? 68% chance. Okay, we might have to use Attract and outspeed the Pikachu. Technically, we don't have to outspeed the Pikachu. We just got to get a little bit lucky with Attract. I feel like that might have to be the right play, because if we were at 252 speed EVs at like level 88, we would outspeed, but that's a lot of speed EVs to grind for. Like, I don't know. I don't think outspeeding the Pikachu is going to be worth it. Oh yeah, we will have speed investment. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what the best plan is for the Pikachu. Like, I think it just matters to outspeed Charizard. I don't think it matters if we outspeed Pikachu, because I think we're just going to use Attract. You should have some attack EVs. I mean, yeah, we should. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, for the sake of looking at ranges, you're right. Let's assume 100. Let me put this back to 85. Not 5. 85. Cherry Berry for sure? No. It's right at the start of the fight. Alright, so the plan would be get hit with Iron Tail, use Attract, set up the 3 Swords Dances, and then defeat with Leaf Blade. You might think Cherry Berry is the right strat, but the problem is, like, once we're past the Pikachu, the Cherry Berry is useless, and we're losing on stuff like Leftovers. But maybe Leftovers won't matter if we just naturally outspeed everything else. Let's just see. Charizard. Guaranteed. Yeah, but I don't think the Pikachu's going to paralyze. I think it's only going to spam Iron Tail. It might switch to something else if it sees a kill. Leaf Blade, one-shot. Venusaur, one-shot with Return. Snorlax, one-shot with Leaf Blade. Lapras, one-shot with Leaf Blade. Honestly, we probably don't need Leftovers. We probably don't need Leftovers, because as soon as we beat the Pikachu, we'll outspeed and one-shot everything at +6. So you know what? Maybe we should go Cherry Berry. Thinking Silk Scarf? Silk Scarf will not be necessary level 85. Like, if we were really cutting it close, but we're not. Like, even on, like, Charizard here, return is 106 to 125%. So Silk Scarf will not be needed here at 100 attack EVs at level 85. You might only need +4. You know what? Let's try that. +4 with Silk Scarf. Good idea. That brings Charizard to a 75% chance, but how do the rest of the ranges look? 93. You know what? Let's assume we're a bit better at attack than that. We'll buy some protein as our vitamin of the day. Let's assume 132. One shot on the Venusaur. 93% chance on the Blastoise. It's not even worth looking at the water types. Leaf Blade, 62% chance on the Snorlax. So we would need a buttload of attack, and I don't think it's worth grinding that much for attack. Because it really doesn't affect ranges that much with Leaf Blade. But then again, what's the Snorlax going to do? Blizzard. It'll just use Blizzard. I don't know. Maybe we do need Leftovers? No, because remember, we're doing +4. This risk could be avoided if we went a third Swords Dance. Which I think we might just have to just go for a third Swords Dance. Yeah, +6 Cherry. That's what I'm thinking. +6 Cherry Berry. Now Lance 2. Oh yeah, Lance 2 is going to be bad. Alright, so yeah, let's take a look at Lance round 2. Yeah, we might have to use Attract strats here. I think the Salaman's the fastest thing on his team by a long shot. Yeah, by a long shot, I'd say. But then again, it's on the first Pokemon. So if we were level 85 and went for the +6, return would one-shot. Let's do the rest of this at +5 to account for Intimidate. Garchomp one-shot, Altaria one-shot, Charizard one-shot, Dragonite one-shot. Actually, Lance looks completely identical to Red. We underspeed the Ace, use Attract on it, set up Swords Dances, and sweep. But wait, then again, this was with the Silk Scarf. Let me replace this with Leftovers. 62% chance on the Dragonite. But then again, I don't know the ordering he would send this stuff out. But yeah, Dragonite would be the only thing that has a chance of surviving. He goes Charizard, then Dragonite, then Salamence. Oh, so we won't have the, so we're not going to have the Intimidate then. Okay, Lance doesn't look that bad. We just have to get luck on the Salamence. I don't think it's worth the extra Speed EVs, though, because we're going to have to max out our Speed EVs, probably be a higher level. And think of how much time that extra training would take, when we could just do, just Attract and just hope for the best. Want to look at Lance 1 and Blue? Yeah, we'll take a look at those. But for right now, I'm just typing out the basic information for our nature. Actually, hold on. See, hold on. See how much Flamethrower is doing? 41 to 48. What if instead of minus special defense, we went with plus speed minus... let's just see what a neutral nature looks like. 41 to 48 down to 36 to 43. Honestly, that's not really much of a difference. Okay, let's take a look at... Honestly, I don't think Blue is going to be that bad, because what we can do is just... We'll go into the fight with Substitute. We'll set up a Substitute right away. Well, I remember Substitute in Rest ends up being very useful. If we combine it with, like, Swords Dance and Return. But, like, obviously that wouldn't really work, but let's take a look at Blue, actually. Let's assume we're 65. Because the candies might be used before round 2 League. Yeah, I mean, it's got Psychic. So basically, like, what would happen is we would set up to +2. Then, Trick... There's no option for Trick Room on here. But Trick Room would activate. Psychic does, like, about 1/3. But if we hold Leftovers, we could just continue setting up. I don't know, maybe for this fight, we should have Rest. Each Rest. Blue. Swords Dance ×3. Rest if needed. Sweep. Alright, let's take a look at Lance round 1. Let's look at 50. Alright, so... Hey Steve, just joined in seeing your 30 minutes in. What are you doing? We're planning. Our random Pokemon... Oh, I closed out of the thing. Oh, here it is. Our random Pokemon ended up being Bellossom. We're just trying to figure out what we're doing for the Lance fight in the league. Because something that does help this Bellossom a lot is we will get the Swords Dance TM, which it did not have in Gen 2. So we're just figuring out, like, where it looks like we're going to have to be setting up. Yeah, it looks like Ice Fang only does, like, a third. We would just use... Oh, wait, no. One Swords Dance gets us to +1. Then we would use another one to +3. I think with leftovers, I don't know. It'd be cutting it kind of close. And besides, I'm sure we'll be a higher level than that. I've done Blossom. It's disappointed. I expect Sleep Power. If I recall, I did have Swords Dance Egg move. It does. It still does, but Gen 4, they gave Swords Dance a TM. Leftovers is post-game. Right. Duh. Quit trying to prove me wrong. Does +5 return one-shot the dragons? Let's take a look. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. Oh, wait, no, that's at +3. +5. Yes, yes. 87% chance at level 55. I just wish there were multiple attract... Hold on. There's only one attract TM in the whole game, right? Like, are there just no more attract TMs after Whitney? No way to buy more? Battle Frontier. Dang it. Yeah, once we teach it, we have to hold on to it. I don't think we need to teach it that early. But the problem is, like... Oh no, get rid of the leftovers recovery. Ice Fang. Guaranteed 4 hits, so... We will survive 3 uses of Ice Fang guaranteed. That will get us to +5. Yeah, guaranteed we can set up 3, assuming we don't get any freezes or crits. Then, let's see, one-shot outspeed, one-shot outspeed, one-shot outspeed, 87%. Alright, Leaf Blade is a guaranteed 1-hit, but the problem is Aerodactyl will outspeed and go for Aerial Ace. That's the one problem. No, the Charizard won't be a problem. We outspeed and one-shot it. The problem is the Aerodactyl. It's too fast. And it's always going to hit that. So we have to have some sort of way to get Gyarados to not attack us with Ice Fang. And honestly, it might have to be Attract. Like, I think we have to teach it for Lance, and we just gotta hold on to it. Like, if we need to, we could unlearn something like Leaf Blade. Or other things. Sunny Day is away? I don't know. That requires us to have an extra turn. The problem is at +5, with 3 Swords Dances, we really don't have an extra turn. Like, where are we going to use the Sunny Day? Like, you saw the Gyarados right here. Guaranteed 4-hit. We will not survive a 4th Ice Fang. The only way we get off a Sunny Day after 3 Swords Dances is we have to have 1 Fang miss. But they're 95% accurate, so that's not going to work. So we just got to think of... we just got to hold on. We just got to teach Attract at this point. Alright, so our moveset should be Swords Dance, Return, Leaf Blade. To be fair, other than Attract and Leaf Blade, we really don't need any other move for the league, so we could just go into the league with Attract. But then for Blue, we need to teach Rest over something. So for Blue, we need Swords Dance, we need Rest, yeah, we need Rest to stall out the Trick Room. Unless we think we can one-shot it. Actually, wait, does Blossom get a physical poison move? No. Wait, Fling. Could it be possible that Fling could one-shot so we don't have to teach Rest? But wait, then again, we would have to end up teaching over something else. Actually, let's take a look at Blue's team again. Could we just get rid of Return? You can buy multiple Return TMs in Kanto. Yeah, +6 like Leaf Blade. 37% chance to one hit, it's level 65. Maybe I'm just overthinking this, like... Couldn't we just survive the Trick Rooms just fine? Miracle Seed? You know what? Miracle Seed. Leaf Blade, guaranteed one-shot. Okay, so for Blue, we will have to teach Rest over Return. Hold Miracle Seed. Blue, min level 65. So yeah, we'll just have to buy another Return TM at Celadon. Fun fact, it does not have to be Sunday in Celadon. You can just buy Return TMs there. And you actually don't have to have obtained it the first time. They're just there. Alright, so we figured out what to do for Faulkner and Bugsy. And then once we get to Whitney, we'll have Swords Dance Cut. Because we gotta hold on to Cut for a while. For Morty, we just have to have Substitute up and spam Magical Leaf. For Chuck, it's just gonna have to be Swords Dance Cut, potentially Magical Leaf instead. Jasmine will just be Magical Leaf on the Steelix. Bryce would be Magical Leaf. Theoretically, we could use Swords Dance Drain Punch, but why does that move have 5 power points? Even 10 is straight up on the verge of unusable, but 5 is even worse. Gross. But then once we finish using Cut and Magical Leaf to clear out the radio tower, we can go straight over to Blackthorn and get rid of Cut. I hate the fact that we have to teach Cut for Bugsy, but unless you guys want to double check the level up set again, we don't get anything for Bugsy. Like, we can't just use Stun Spore and spam Mega Drain because the thing has U-turn. And if you want to take a look at the damage, let's assume we're level 28. No defense. U-turn does about 30% of our health. But if we have Mega Drain, 13 to 17%, we're not going to kill that Scyther in time. Yeah, we have to teach Cut. There's just no other way. But if we had Cut on the set, at level 28... Okay, that's a lot of attack EVs. Wait, no, that's Air Cutter, not Cut. 44 to 53, so it'd be a 37% chance to two-shot. Alright, let me just finish up the notes. Bugsy. Fight everyone before him. Teach Cut over Sweet Scent. And I feel like our minimum level, like, that's not enough, because Bugsy, I'm pretty sure, has super potions. So yeah, it looks like we'll need level 30, but we can train in the grass and just get speed EVs while we're there. Train to level 30, en route 33 for speed EVs. Alright, Game Corner. Alright, so we do need one copy of Substitute, one Dratini. Do we need anything else? One copy of Swords Dance. Like, I know we need Substitute for Morty. It'll help for other people. But the question is, are we going to need another copy? I don't think so, because once we get to League Round 1, we have to have a track for Lance. And we cannot unlearn it at that point, because we got to hold on to it. So, I mean, it's very cheap at least. At least it's only 2,000 coins. And we do need rest, but we're not going to get it from the Game Corner. I'm not sure if Scott even knows this trick yet. I was watching his Porygon Z Evolution line video today. I don't know if he knows this, but you can just catch a Zubat for a fly user instead and trade the Kenya into that man on Route 32 or 31, and he'll just give you the rest TM. That saves you 6,000 coins. Like, that's like a whole 3 or 4 rounds of Voltorb flip. Alright, let's see. Game Corner, Dratini. Substitute times 2. Silk Scarf. TM75 Swords Dance. I don't think we need anything else, do we? Potentially Metronome, but Metronome would only be better than Silk Scarf after like 3 uses of Cut. Alright, so let me just add up all these coins here really quick. Let's see, Dratini is 2,100. Plus 4,000 for the 2 substitute TMs. 1,000 for Silk Scarf. Plus... how much is Swords Dance? Is it 4,000? $4,000. So we need 11,100 coins. And I don't think we need... oh. In department store, get 1 cherry berry. Moveset for Whitney to Price. Cut. Swords Dance. Substitute. Magical Leaf. Alright, Bellossom notes. Perfect stats. Have the ability Chlorophyll. Female. Yeah, that's about it. I don't see anything else to add to these notes. Alright, let me just go ahead and set... let me just go ahead and set the run up. Alright, Bellossom. Alright, so 31 IVs across the board, because we're not going to be using Hidden Power.
Yeah.
Alright, in nature, we need Naive for extra speed and less special defense. Is that everything I need to edit? Yep, I'd say so. No need to edit the ability because Bellossom can only have one ability. Alright, let's go ahead and make a poll. What time will I beat Red at? Alright, let's take a quick glance at the leaderboard. Try and think of a good over-under. Spoilers for Ho-Oh's result. It's 9th place. Don't worry, Lugia's is not on here yet. I haven't edited that video yet. Anyway. Let's see. Let's look near the bottom. Could this be Quagsire bad? I don't know, because Quagsire had a buttload of resets, and it had to get maximum speed EVs at level 97 to outspeed the Venusaur. I don't think it's Quagsire bad. Could it be Typhlosion bad? Typhlosion's problem was just a lack of coverage. Actually, Slowking would be a good no, Meganium. Meganium would be a good comparison, but then again, I'm pretty sure Meganium had Body Slam to deal with Bugsy. I think I might have considered Natural Gift in my follow-up run. I don't remember. I don't know. Do you guys think this is better or worse than Meganium? I'm thinking worse. So I think I might make the under 245 to 250. Yeah, 245 to 250 sounds appropriate. Alright, before I get started, one sec. Some gunk on my glasses. When it's dark in here and you just have a stream light pointed at your face, you kind of just see those speckles. Ow. Okay. I guess we should go ahead and get started. Whoops. Alright, let's get started, for real. 3, 2, 1, go. Also, if you guys were wondering why during the Ho-Oh video, Ethan had a Spiritomb, That run was recorded back when I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer. I didn't have Scott's Heartgold patch to use. There it is. Hey, a female. First try. Ah, look at that moveset. Mega Drain, Sweet Scent, Stun Spore, and Sunny Day. You love to see it. Okay, I feel like I shouldn't even try. Actually, you know what? The rival's gonna have Cyndaquil, and since a lot of the wild Pokemon here aren't that good, I'm actually gonna stay up here and train. For those who don't know, there's actually Geodude up here. And I think there's Phanpy, but that might be further up the route. But I do know for a fact there's Geodude here. I'm just gonna train here for a tiny bit. Also, starting Generation 4, Mega Drain has 15 PP instead of the 10 it had when it was introduced in Gen 1, which was so bad. Yeah, I'll just stay here until I use up all 15 Mega Drains. Then I'll just skip all the wild Pokemon while heading to Mr. Pokemon's house. Man, it is so nice that this place exists, actually. Like, I always wondered, like, why would you ever want to come up here? You know what? I think I owe these Geodude an apology. Because if you're ever playing a Pokemon in Johto, I think this applies to Crystal too, and your only move, Vampy's Crystal, oh, that might be what I'm thinking of. But if you ever run a Pokemon that only starts with grass moves, you could take them here to get a few levels. Alright, level 8. That'll be enough for now. I'll just run away from everything else. I wonder if it'd be worth using Sunny Day on the Faulkner fight. But then again, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to outspeed the Pidgeotto. Because Bellossom does have pretty good speed to it. Hey, remember when I did that awful Spinnerack run a few days ago? Yeah, that was fun times. Also, this morning, I did finish editing another video, so I've been keeping up to date on those. Alright, also, I don't think the rival fight gets you healed in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so I don't mind wasting some occasional Mega Drains. Like in Crystal, the early game heals you so many times. Yeah, it was definitely worth training on those Geodudes. Okay, yeah, it does not look like you get a heal here. Guys, question on the Goldenrod City Lottery. Uh, I know the rewards there are day of the week dependent. Is that only the TMs? Like, what about, like, the berries? Like Cherry Berry. Do you have to play on a specific day to potentially get a Cherry Berry from the lottery? Or could you play on any day? Because, I'll be playing this run as if it were Sunday. That way I can get return. Even though Scott's patch does have, all those, like, day of the week siblings visible, and you can just get whatever you want from the lottery and stuff like that, I'm still gonna play as if I'm stuck to 1 day a week. Probably could have caught that Hoothoot. Yeah, this will be my fly user. Just the TMs and the balls. Okay, I don't plan on getting a TM there, so yeah, I'll get a Cherry Berry. Can I get a Rattata? Rattata? Thank you. This might kill it. Yep. There we go. Yeah, just heal up and get my Mega Drains back. Yeah, I'll fight youngster Joey for the extra experience. But yeah, once we get past Bugsy and we unlock the ability to use Swords Dance, the run will be a lot better. But not by much, because we'll have to use Swords Dance Cut, which is gonna stink. But we just have no choice. We gotta do it. You know, if Generation 4 didn't fix how Struggle recoil worked, I would have 100% probably have used Struggle instead. Actually, probably not, no. U-turn's just too powerful. You know what? I'm gonna fight some Geodudes in here before I go into Sprout Tower. Alright, I think level 11 should be enough. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and deposit my HM users just in case I black out. Gotta heal up again for the PP. Dude, these things are a 3-hit each. Range to be a 2-hit. Well, now I really don't regret fighting those Geodude earlier. Yeah, so give special attack EVs, fun fact. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up again. That was half of my Mega Drains. You know what? I think before I go in there... Wait, oh wait, no. I don't think you can buy escape ropes before Faulkner. That's only in Crystal. Because I'm pretty sure in this game it's dependent on your badges, so I'm pretty sure I can't buy an escape rope yet. So if I need to heal, I'll have to walk. I'm gonna skip that guy. I might end up grabbing that escape rope before Elderly, using it, healing up, then going back in the tower. Yeah, I'll have to. Nope. I'll just save here just in case. You know, it's a good thing growth doesn't raise your special defense in this game. Oh yeah, I've used up the escape rope. You know, potentially it might be worth blacking out to teleport, but nah, that's just gonna take too long. Alright, I don't think it's worth fighting the... Actually... Yeah, I think I should. I was thinking, well, I don't know if the XP will matter, but we're almost to level 15. Maybe it will. Plus, besides, these trainers give speed EVs. And also, we need all the experience for Bugsy. In fact, I won't be fighting him till level 30 with Cut. And I'm going to be spending that time EV training. Okay, let's see if 9 Mega Drains will be enough. I think it should. I'm gonna use a sweet scent. Lower that thing's evasion. So that way I might be able to hit this with this. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Okay, I think I need to go heal. I was just hoping that would be enough. Alright, try that again. Thank you for using Tackle, I appreciate that. Stun Spore. Alright, now just hope for the best. Okay, this is why Faulkner is so freaking weird sometimes. Like, sometimes he'll just spam Roost over and over, and other times, he'll just never use it. It's so strange. Alright, better go up and get Rock Smash. Actually, Shell Bell will be pretty good with Mega Drain. Also, I think for the sake of PP, I might actually get Bullet Seed. I'm not even going to bother using Repels right now. Like, if I see anything in the wild with a Speed EV, I'll kill it. Oh, also, for doing Speed EV training before Bugsy, it's always better to do it at nighttime because all the Hoppip get replaced with Zubat. That way, everything on that route gives speed. You won't have to run away from Hoppips. Hey, Whooper. In fact, I'm actually going to fight the Gyarados, the Magikarp guy. Alright, and I think the Poliwag guy on the left also gives speed. I know Goldeen gives attack, which is not going to be a useful EV for us. Well, I do plan to buy Proteins my vitamin of the day, and we need XP, so... Hey, Ralph, how's it going? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and go get Bullet Seed. I'll get rid of Sunny Day for it. Look at me actually using this move. And since since Miracle Seed boosts the power of grass moves by 20%, each hit of Bullet Seed is now 12 power. Which is just lovely. Yep. I'm going to make sure I say yes to this guy to get some Lure Balls. I don't plan to use them for Krabby. They're literally just extra Pokeballs. It's all they are. Just extras. Alright, now I just need a Geodude or a Sandshrew. Sandshrew? I used the wrong move. I meant to use Stun Spore. Hey, look, totally not the same Sandshrew. There we go. This will be our Strength, Rock Climb, and Rock Smash user. Oh, I'm pretty sure Sandshrew give speed EVs, so the cave would be a good place to train, like at least for some easier speed EVs. Wait, no, they give defense. I'm stupid. Never mind. Okay, that guy has coughing. Eh. Oh no, full picks. I was a little hesitant on fighting this guy, but I just gotta tough it out. We need all the XP. Daniel. Bye, Daniel. You know, the reason I streamed early today, I had the streams planned for 9 p.m. EST. I started an hour early because there was the chance that it could have been something really bad, and I do not want a repeat of Spinnerack happening again. Where, like, I don't give myself enough time. So I'm giving myself extra time, but I'll clearly have more than enough for this. Hiker Anthony. Alright, I shouldn't have any problems with the rocket with the Slowpoke well. It's just the one thing is, will I be able to defeat Rival 2? Because he's going to have the Quilava. I think it should be fine. If you're wondering why not get cut before the rival, if you go in there before Slowpoke well, there's nobody in the forest. Like, literally nobody's in there. But as soon as you do the Slowpoke well, then the rival shows up, then you can get cut. Yeah, I think once we get to the Quilava, we're probably going to have to stun spore it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, this guy I'm going to use stun spore on. Dude, medium slow has really been coming through for us. If we were medium fast, this would be like 10 times worse. Alright, so now we'll just need to beat the rival, go ahead and get the cut HM, and teach cut in the place of sweet scent. And then we'll just go into the grass to the east of Azalea Town, and we'll just train in there on speed EVs until level 30. Which will Bullet Seed do? Looks like Bullet Seed on average might be better. Yeah. Oh my gosh. For some reason, he just used like a billion smoke screens and layers. He never wanted to attack. Dude, I left the fight with full health. You know, doing these random solo run streams every day for Daily December, it's definitely been putting my ability to switch between games at will to the test. Because throughout the entirety of 2025, I would do the same game for the entire week. Alright, gonna go ahead and heal up here and deposit my Pokemon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna... I'll get some antidotes, paralyze heals, maybe some potions, just in case. Okay, that's the one bright side. At least Cut has 30 power points. If Cut was like a 50, 90 with like 15 PP, like they easily could have made it 15. It's gonna be annoying though that it's 95% accurate, but what can you do? But at least since it's nighttime, every single encounter on this route will be speed EVs. And we need a pretty decent level, because otherwise we're going to get completely destroyed by Scyther. Like, even at level 30, level 30 is the earliest where Cut is a guarantee 2-shot. And if we were to go to lower level, not only will it be a 3-shot, you also got to remember, Bugsy has super potions. And, we're just gonna... And U-turn does a 3rd. So I feel like 28, we probably could get away with it. Like, hoping for some luck. But here's the thing, like, we need all the speed EVs anyway. But it's always better to do Bugsy early, then go back and get the Macho Brace from Goldenrod, then come back. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, why have all those resets? And besides, like, the time it takes to catch the Drowsy, trade it for the Machop, get the Macho Brace, run all the way back, then continue. In that amount of time, I probably could have gotten an extra, like, 40 speed EVs. So, you know what? I think I'll just train to level 30. Magical Leaf. You guys think we'll find a shiny? Probably not. I mean, theoretically, we could fight Bugsy at like level 25 or so and get off a stun spore. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would it be worth going into Bugsy at like 25 or 26 and just hope stun spore goes in our favor, and then we can get to Goldenrod and do the rest of the Speed EV training with Macho Brace? Or should we just stay here and do it? Because I know 28 to 30 is the safe level to do it at. Any earlier than that, and we're going to have to like hope for stun spore paralysis or crits. It always feels like this should be leveling up a little bit faster, but makes sense. We're fighting level 6 Rattatas and Zubats. Then again, I should be glad that Cut has 30 power points. If this thing had 15, we had to use twice as many centers, this would feel a lot longer. And since everything here gives speed at night, there's no worry of like, oh, I gotta make sure I run away from Hoppips. There's none of that. It's just mind-numbing. Alright, another heal. Oh, that Rattata had a chillin' berry. Interesting. Not often you get to see that. For those wondering what the chillin' berry does, it reduces the damage of a normal type move by 50%. It's like one of those super effective type reducing berries, but nothing's weak to the normal type. I do wonder if there'd ever be a Heartgold run where we want one of those. I mean, potentially for Whitney, but that's a very situational berry. And besides, I haven't done a single Pokemon game on this channel where those kinds of berries have really came in clutch. It'd be cool if I could do one of these days. Like, trying to think of some examples. Like, I know based on watching some of John Calabros's Gen 7 runs, I remember he showed me when I was watching in his chat that on Pawnee Island, I think it's called, the fourth one, there are some berry trees that actually give those type reducing berries. And he was talking about how, like, if for the fighting type Leaf 4 member, you take too much damage from close combat and you need to set up a swords dance, you could get a Chopal berry. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really smart. Oh yeah, okay, the Yacha berry is kind of that's kind of an exception case, and it's not really for reducing ice damage. It's for screwing with Bryson's AI. Because he knows the damage range, like, makes it so weak that he'll just prefer using setup moves, which is pretty funny. Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's worth going into Bugsy at any lower than 28. It may seem tempting, but I think I just gotta stick to the grass. And we also must acknowledge, in normal playthroughs of Johto, you get access to a lot of speed EVs. We don't have to train up to 200 speed EVs in the grass. That's ridiculous. I think just train up to level 28 in the grass, and then we'll just get the rest of the speed EVs naturally. And besides, we don't need maximum speed EVs. At level 85 for League Round 2 in Red, we need 214 at a minimum. You know what? I keep changing my mind on this. As soon as I get to level 26, I'm just going to go attempt Bugsy and just rely on Stun Spore for the Scyther. Because this training is starting to get really slow. And we have 128 speed EVs already. This will be enough to get us to our goal by the time we get to the League Round 2. This is already enough. So I'll just keep training here till 26. And there's a lot of chillin' berries. Reminds me, during that nose pass run yesterday, I caught a Roggenrola that had a 5% hardstone, which was pretty funny. You know, I just thought of some very useful information that would be great to know for a lot of these runs. Wow, that was unlucky. This would be pretty hard to calculate, but we should take a look at, like, every Pokemon game starting at Ruby and Sapphire. Look at just the mandatory trainers, no optionals, no spinners. What are the minimum amount of EVs will we have when we beat the game? Like, minimum EVs. Because if we're thinking, man, I need 220 speed EVs for Red, so how many will I get off of mandatory trainers, and how many am I going to have to get from optionals? Like, that'd be useful information. It'd be a lot of work to calculate all that, though. What you could theoretically do is, like, go on, like, Bulbapedia or something, just know who the mandatory trainers are and just look up their values, but I think the best way to do this, hack yourself in a level 100 Rayquaza with, like, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Dragon Claw with 0 EVs across the board, and only fight mandatory people. Don't even fight spinners. Save and reset if you encounter a spinner. Then you can just record the results and be like, okay, so that will be the bare minimum no matter what. It would be a lot of work, but I think for a lot of first stage playthroughs, knowing whether I'm doing too little or too much EV training is going to be very useful to know. Like, what do you think, Salmus? Do you think that'd be useful info? Then again, I'm pretty sure... I know you play Heartgold with mainly fully evolved Pokemon. I don't know if you do evolution lines. Level 100 Pokemon can't get EVs in... Wait, what? Are you serious? I actually did not know that. I assumed it was like stat XP. Okay, in that case... hack yourself in a... just a level 5 Rayquaza with Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. Maybe hack it at level 50 or something. Dude, look at this. Perfect amount of cuts. But yeah, I think that'll be a guide I make for my Discord server, like, sometime in the new year. I'm not gonna have time for that. But knowing the bare minimum EVs that you will get every single run in every stat, that'll be very useful to know for, like, vitamin buys and stuff. I'm not really sure how you would make a guide for that for, like, Gen 1. Because the whole thing with, like, Gen 1 and Gen 2, the only thing that really matters is, knowing, like, where the free vitamins are. And besides, Gen 1 and Gen 2 are weird. It's like, you gain stat XP in everything. Like, no matter what, you just get it in everything. So it's not like it really matters. The only thing that really matters for Gen 1 and Gen 2 is do not buy too many vitamins, because there are some free ones in the overworld and you're just wasting money. Okay, then. Well, I am honestly amazed he never once went for U-turn. Maybe it was because he already set up focus energy? But yeah, okay. It was definitely the right choice to do this at 26. And I don't think we have to go back for Macho Brace training. This should be enough. Yeah, we'll get the rest of the Speedy Bees for sure. But I still hate how we have to hold on to Cut. I gotta move this. There we go. I'm worried about accidentally withdrawing that thing. Alright, I'm gonna put Magical Leaf in slot 1. I know I generally prefer normal moves in slot 1, but with how weak Cut is, I think it'd be better to just have this up front. I'm going to teach Cut to Rattata as well for when I eventually delete Cut off Bellossom. But yeah, since in Gen 1 and Gen 2, the only thing that really matters is you make sure you don't buy too many vitamins so you don't waste your money, because you can use the free ones. I think for games that actually have EVs, knowing the minimum amount you always get so you can properly plan vitamin buys, or like if you have to do EV training in the wild, like how much is too much, that'd be very good to know. Okay, so in the game corner, I need 11,100 coins. I'll make sure to switch the top and bottom screens for you all. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Wow, that was quick. Uh, uh, dude. Okay, that was just me turboing. Wow, that row was all twos. Okay, there's a two in here. Oh, here? Yep. Alright. Oh, there's a three right there. Alright, we're almost there. Dude, I just did that one. Dude, no. $11,100. Yep. Alright, so I need one Dratini. 2 TMs for Substitute. 1 copy of Swords Dance. And 1 Silk Scarf. Alright, so what's better? Magical Leaf with Miracle Seed or Cut with Silks? No, Magical Leaf is better. Dude, I hate that house. You know, I can't tell you how many times in Crystal and in Heartgold I accidentally go in there. Whoops. Sometimes the bike is kind of slippery in this game. Oh, I never taught, Is it even worth teaching Swords Dance right now? Well, I think Mega Drain could still have its uses. And besides, maybe Stun Spore is the answer for Miltank. Actually, wait, no, I don't really think it would. We outspeed the Miltank. We'll try the fight without it. Because our special attack is still better, and Cut is still a weak move. One shot. Yep, absolute joke. To be fair, we did have to overtrain for Bugsy. Miltank has Lum. Yeah, that's true. Good thing I didn't use Stun Spore on it. Dude. You know, one thing I like about Heartgold compared to Crystal is you don't have to go up to the Pseudo Widow Tree. I mean, you could still get Abra if you wanted to. But, Abra isn't really that useful in this game. I know Scott still tends to get Abra, but I don't know. It just seems less and less useful compared to, like, the older games. Like, the reason in Crystal Abra was so useful is because you had to go to the Pseudo Widow Tree. I mean, it can help if, like, you do the Lighthouse before Morty. I mean, Abra's only, like, 200 coins. It's not that expensive. But it still takes time, you know? And my problem with Abra in this game... Hold on, let me deposit first. Deposit everyone but Kenya. My main problem with it in this game is you end up having a full team of 6, and then when you catch the Snorlax for leftovers, you have to go withdraw it from the PC. But if you don't have Abra, then guess what? You never have a full party, so you never have to worry about going there. Because if you have to plan a trip to go to the PC just to get the Snorlax for leftovers, that makes it even more of a time commitment. That's my one problem with the Abra. Unless you figure out a better way to rearrange like what HM users you get, that way you could fit in Abra, then I would probably start using it. Oh. I mean, I guess something you could do is, since Sandshrew already gets cut, you could combine Sandshrew and Rattata, because Sandshrew already gets Strength and Rock Climb. So you wouldn't need the Rattata. But, like, the Sandshrew could have, like... What would it be? Like, it'd be, like, Cut, Strength, Rock Climb, and Rock Smash. Honestly, I feel like you could do that. It just means, like, you would have to catch Sandshrew every time. I mean, Salamence, isn't that what you do for your Heartgold runs? Like, just have your HM users be Kenya the Spearow, Sandshrew, and Dratini? Isn't that all you would need? I think so. Like, Cut for Sandshrew, Fly for Kenya, Surf for Dratini, Strength for Sandshrew, Whirlpool for Dratini, Waterfall for Dratini, Rock Smash for Sandshrew, Rock Climb for Sandshrew. Unless Sandshrew doesn't learn one of those. I'm pretty sure Sandshrew learns all of those. Then you would have room for the Snorlax, which is 5th, and then you'd have room for the Abra, which is 6th. Honestly, that might be a better way of doing it. Even though, like I've said, I don't think Abras is useful in this game. Like, I've just noticed there are very few places you really want to use Abra. It also still sucks that for some reason in Generation 4 only, you can't use teleport in towns. You have to be on a route. Hey, Muzzgrub, ooh, a Clefable. Yeah, those two trainers outside of Ekritique, those two beauties, each have a Clefable and a Wigglytuff. I like depositing my HM users before them because they are very hard to take on at the same time. Especially since they have, like, Sing, Disable, and Metronome. Here's our first of many candies. Okay, I'm gonna need to teach Substitute now. In the place of Stun Spore. I'm still not going to teach Swords Dance right now because I think having Mega Drain will help us for a little bit longer. Yeah, Substitute and Mega Drain go pretty well together. Cut. If they manage to Encore and Disable, you will struggle. I see what you did there. But yeah, what's really convenient is if when you can deposit your HM users inside the National Park PC, and naturally you can't deposit the Spearow because this game does not let you deposit Pokemon holding mail unless you take the mail off. But if you plan to get rest, you can purposefully leave the mail on, then you could turn it in to the guy, and then your party becomes empty. I may need to tell Scott this at some point, but I gotta start telling him, if you need rest, don't get it from the game corner, just trade in Kenya and catch a Zubat. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if... I haven't really paid attention, but I don't know if Scott does the thing I do where I deposit my HM users before those two beauties. Does Scott just face them in a double battle? I actually don't know. I listen to his videos mostly. I don't normally watch them as much. Alright, I'm gonna go leave and heal at the center. Get some Mega Drains back. Alright guys, let's do this. 40's not going to be that bad. Substitute just completely breaks him. 40's just kind of a joke in this game. Dude, stop doing that. Wow, he does not know how to take no for an answer, does he? Uh-oh. I don't think that's enough for a substitute. Oh my god. You know, I was so close to apologizing to Morty for saying he really sucks in this game, but I'm not apologizing after that. I'm kind of impressed, though. His Gengar just didn't want to spam Hypnosis like he normally does. Alright, I'm still not going to teach Swords Dance, though. I think having access to both Magical Leaf and Mega Drain is going to be good. Alright, so right here, I can get the Drain Punch TM. I don't think it's going to be useful because of how few power points it has, but I'll get it just in case. I know there's a nugget down here. Right here. Gotta make sure I get all the money I need for proteins. I also just realized I never went inside the department store to grab myself the cherry berry, but that's fine though. I'll go back and get it when I have to go get returned. Or not when I get returned, when I get fly. Alright, I'm gonna purposefully fight this guy right here. He has 5 Pidgeys, and they all give speed. So 5 speed EVs. Ooh, piece of candy. That just say Bellossom's happy we're outdoors. Oh, those Krabby have 2 different abilities. I just realized that. Something is wrong with the music title for this song. I guess this song doesn't have a title to it. But I know what this is. This is the theme of the battle tree in Sun and Moon. It only shows the music composer for some reason. Weird. Alright, question. How many rare candies will I need? Level 85 in the medium slow group. Who knows? Oh, withdraw. I was thinking, like, do I really need to fight the trainers on the way to Pacific Log? Because normally I fight them when I need to get access to the rare candy in the Whirl Islands. But a lot of those trainers are on the way through anyway, so there's really no point in dodging them. But either way, these are very good trainers to fight for a grass type, so I'll just do it. But what I'm struggling to think of right now is when is the best time to teach it? Like, obviously, I want to teach it over Mega Drain, but the thing is, could I just delay? Could I just delay teaching Swords Dance entirely until I get return? Like, I think we're just gonna spam grass moves. Like, even in the radio tower, I think we're just mostly gonna spam grass moves. Also, I think this guy's really good XP. Someone here is. There's some guy here that has 6 Pokemon. It's a male swimmer. You're excited to play Prime 4 after work. Yeah, I initially heard that a lot of people were, like, very excited to play the game, because I know the game was announced back in 2017 and delayed many times. But then I've heard some people, like, issue, like, what's the right word? They were a little uneasy about the game, because from what I've heard, visually, and compared to the gameplay, it's very different to most Metroid games, but from what I've been hearing people say, I think a lot of people are going to like it. I won't play it because I'm not a fan of Metroidvania games. I've told people this before. It's the reason I will not try out games like Hollow Knight, and when I tried to play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror on Switch, I played it for 2 hours and just quit. Like, in my opinion, it's like a worse version of open world game, because instead of, like, getting lost and exploring in an open world, you're getting lost and exploring in a series of mazes and rooms. At least the older ones that I've seen. And it just wasn't appealing to me. But, have fun. I'm sure Shadow's gonna have a lot of fun. If he's not too busy simping over Digimon, that is. Oh, Rich, so the only Metroidvania games you like are Hollow Knight and Silksong? The other ones aren't as good? Hmm. I don't know, it's just the ones that I've tried playing. But then again, by ones, I think Kirby the Amazing Mirror is the only one I've played. Because that one is a Metroidvania game. I mean, I've seen gameplay of Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. Oh my... Okay, no, that is just not fair. That is not fair. No, I refuse to believe that my very first blackout is from a Hitmonchan freezing me with Ice Punch. Well, it's a good thing I healed at the center on this island. You know what sucks even more? That guy was optional. Actually, wait, no, the guy's not optional. Never mind. That is stupid. You know what's funny? He can theoretically use Fire Punch after that. And then thaw you. I don't know if... Is Dark Souls considered a Metroidvania game? I thought it was like one of those, like, arena-style games. Like, you know, where, like, you just fight boss after boss. That's what I thought. Ah, get wrecked. Okay. Chuck literally threw the fight. The only thing he did was just use 2 focus punches. Wow, he really threw. Alright, I guess I better go get, I better go get Return and a Cherry Berry while I'm at it. Return. Alright, Lottery. Berry. Cherry Berry. I have some money for some proteins if I want to, you know what? Yeah, get some protein while I'm here. I mean, the earlier you use vitamins, the better. I think I can sell that PP up. Focus Punch, Shadow Ball, Roost, Drain Punch, Flash, Luck, U-Turn. Alright, 4 protein. And if my memory is correct, there is another protein in the Rocket Hideout. So I'll use that one as well. It just sucks I can't really teach Return until after I use the move deleter. I mean, technically what I could do is replace Mega Drain with Return. Honestly, do you guys think that's worth it? That way I have Return. You know what? I think so. I don't think I'm going to need the healing of Mega Drain anymore. Yeah. I'll just delete Cut and replace it with Swords Dance. The level design runs back before the bosses are very Metroidvania-like, just a 3D space, not a 2D one. Ah. You know something that sucks about, like, open world games I was talking about earlier? I did enjoy, like, doing those those Skyrim streams, but I kinda had to quit doing them because every single stream I was getting copyright claimed, like, 4 separate times. By people who kept claiming that, like, the intro song was theirs. Because I don't think it was Bethesda. I don't think it was Bethesda, like, issuing the claims. I don't remember their name coming up. It was random-ass people. 4 separate times. Oh, fun fact, that Pokeball up there, that's the dubious disc. John, you may say it's a good Pokemon. I mean, it will be good Pokemon soon, but this thing's early game was rough. Do you notice a move on my moveset that no Pokemon should ever have? I can explain why. It's called copyright fraud. It's called copyright fraud. People will claim something that isn't truly theirs by making a remix that's 90% similar and pretending it's their own song, and then they'll claim videos that use the actual song, not the remix. My Spinnerack stream was claimed for something like that, and I'm going through a dispute right now. Yeah, Return, who would want that? Yeah, definitely Return, yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna put that in slot 1 and equip the Silk Scarf. Dude, I keep forgetting this girl's on the left side. In Crystal, you run up the grass on the left side to avoid her, but in Heartgold, you have to run on the right. It's annoying. I think it just has to do with the law. Like, YouTube is basically just trying to cover their own asses with, like, potential, like, copyright lawsuits. So what they essentially do is they have their own copyright systems, like, detect that stuff. People who claim to be the copyright holders, like, through, like, YouTube Music, for example, they're the ones who get to issue the claims, and YouTube will always side with the claim, with the people who hold the claim. And it's up to the people who's disputing to actually prove that it's not their content. It's ridiculous. I know why they're doing it, though. Because I'm sure if things were done differently, then there'd be like tens of thousands of people suing the platform instead of like the individual copyright troll. They'd be suing the platform. But I mean, on the bright side, I do multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch again. I've started doing that again. So it is possible that if I wanted to continue streaming something like that, I could, like, not stream it on I could, like, not stream it on YouTube and only stream it on Twitch, but I don't want to do that. That's just disgusting. Because I want the VOD to still exist for people. But then again, claims at the same time are not strikes. A strike is like when your video gets taken down. A claim means just some random butthole takes half of your money. Something you could do, though, is actually change the stream to earn no revenue, so that way the guy gets nothing. But something I would normally do is I would use YouTube's, like, erase song feature. I think it partially uses AI to do it, but it'll, like, separate out the voice from the music and remove the music, but it wouldn't let me do that for the Spinnerack stream, probably because the stream was too long. Yeah, it was just annoying. Hey, perfect timing. Also, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to be full on proteins, what do I even do with the money now? Probably just hold on to it. You know, I remember when I was last doing random Heartgold runs and the Pokemon ended up being Venonat. Venonat is still the worst Pokemon on the leaderboard. It took almost 4 hours to beat the game. But it was pretty fun playing the game with Sleep Powder with Compound Eyes. Look at that. 100 attack EVs exactly. What's the grand total amount of EVs that I have right now? Could someone in the audience please look in the bottom left at my stats, add up all of the EVs, the smaller numbers, like HP is 35 EVs. Could someone add all those up, please? I would do it, but if I click off of the emulator, then it stops doing inputs. I could do it like during a cutscene or something. But I just want to know if I have enough room for another like 30 speed EVs. 430. Oh, thank you, Salamence. Uh, so minus the 510. So I've got like 80 EVs to spare. So yeah, I think if I just don't buy any EVs, like don't buy any vitamins, I should be fine. Like it may look tempting to buy calcium right now, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Like, I think doing the radio tower should give me enough speed EVs. I think once I reach the magic number... What's the magic number? 224. Once I reach 224 speed EVs, I'll go ahead and buy some calcium. I really need to put somewhere on my overlay a, like, grand total number for EVs. I'm not sure where I would put it, though. Maybe, like, in the bottom left in my HP box, maybe to the right of the word HP, I could have, like, I don't know, like a green number down there with like the grand total amount of EVs. Just like add all those up. That could be a good spot for it. Hey, Salamence, you want to see a cool trick? For Heartgold runs? You probably already know this, but I'll show it off anyway to everyone else. There's a way to skip a mandatory trainer in here. You push this block, but instead of continuing right, you just go up. I used to just hold right, and then I'd have to fight that girl, but if you make sure not to hold right, you don't have to fight her. Alright, Magical Leaf. Magical Leaf. And Magical Leaf. A good way to dodge a Dewgong. Sure is. Alright, the plan for Jasmine is just substitute spam Magical Leaf. Right? You may be wondering why not just equip the Miracle Seed. I don't think we need it. I don't want to bother opening the bag. I think Magical Leaf might do enough for the one-shot of the magnets. Oh, wow. Okay, I really overestimated that. But at least they're clean two-shots. I'll take that. This will probably be a two-shot. Never mind, a three-shot. Never mind, a four-shot. There you go. Yeah. That actually could have gone bad. I had one Magical Leaf left. Actually, wait. I'm pretty sure this rocket grunt right here, I'm pretty sure this guy has 5 Rattatas. Whoops. Well, at least these things give special attack. I should probably heal. I think return's gonna be better. Oh, it won't. Hmm. Might be a range. Oh, I played some ZA earlier this morning. I decided to teach my I have a Dragonite. I decided to teach it extreme speed because people were recommending for the 1000 battles quest. Having a Dragonite with extreme speed is really good because not only the move has a 3-second cooldown timer, which is super duper fast, but the animation is so quick. And if you get it to a super high level, you just completely destroying people. Especially if you go to the restaurant Lena near on a Southern Boulevard on like the east side of the city. For about 3,000 Pokedollars, you can participate in a series of 3 Pokemon battles, and you get like 5 tiny mushrooms as a reward at the end. But you get to fight 3 trainers in a row. They're all very low leveled. And they're all going to be one-shots with extreme speed, too. So it actually is a very fast way of getting those battles in. But unlike something like the ZA Royale battles at night, it gets boring. I'll probably just go like back and forth between the 2 methods. You know what's great? We have Swords Dance, but honestly, even though we can't really teach it right now, let's assume we could have. There really weren't that many spots we even needed Swords Dance. I think the reason for that is just because our only option for Swords Dance usage is Return. And our attack stat is already good enough to where we don't really have to use it that much. It'll come in handy a lot more once we get to, like, Claire, for example. But, like, as of right now, we haven't really been needing it. magic number. We have now hit 224. So as soon as we rescue the director, I'm just going to go spend the rest of my money on some calcium. Well, I can only really buy 4 of them, but we're nearing the threshold, that's for sure. I kind of want to add these up right now. Like, how many vitamins could I use? I can just pause and bring out the calculator. Alright, I'm just going to bring out the calculator. $38 plus 224 plus 106 plus 57 plus 59 plus 23. 507. Whoa, dude. We were literally 3 away from the max. Holy crap, we were cutting it close. So if I buy 1 calcium, we'll only get 3 speed EVs. Or 3 special attack. You know what? Worth it. So honestly, the fact that earlier in the run when we got return, we ended up buying those protein, that was really cutting our speed close. That was definitely very risky. So I think what I mentioned earlier of like, at some point in the new year, I should just do like a very quick run in all of these games with a hacked level 50 Rayquaza, just with all the good moves in the game. Only fight the bare minimum battles and just find out like, how many EVs are you guaranteed to get? Because we could use that for some theory crafting. Like, it'd be a good idea for, like, black and white, for example. Then again, it won't assume things like Macho Brace. The Macho Brace will be completely ignored. But I do know in my server, some of the games, we actually do have some EV training guides. We might need one for, like, the other games. Uh-oh. Dude. I hate this sometimes. Like, just out of nowhere, you'll just get stun spored, and then you just won't move 5 times in a row and die from full health. You know what's funny? It is not the first time Ariana has ambushed me like that in the tower. That's happened before. But at least it won't take long to get back. Then again, it was probably my fault. I should have used Substitute. Good news, guys. This will be the very last battle where I have to have cut on my moveset. And you know what? This might be the last battle I have Magical Leaf on my set. Because before we go to Blackthorn, we can technically go get that Heart Scale. We can get Leaf Blade. And it's a good thing we get it, because that's a Heartgold Soul Silver exclusive move. If we were doing this run in Platinum, this thing would essentially have no physical grass move. Well, maybe except for Platinum. I don't know where the Seed Bomb Tutor is in Platinum. Like how many, like what shards the guy wants. I may as well go get the Ruins of Alf candy while I'm here. Awesome. The bomb tutors in the survival area. Yeah, okay, so if this was platinum, we're essentially just returned. This thing would have to be a mixed attacker. Yeah, I can see why they gave this thing Leaf Blade at level 1. Man, this is such a good moment to just teach all your HMs at once. Who else remembers seeing Bellossom for the first time in Pikachu's Rescue Adventure, the little short film you got to see before the movie 2000? I don't think it was the movie 2000. I think it was, what was it? Mewtwo. It was the Mewtwo movie. Wait, hold on. I believe the way you solve this is you push that boulder down the stairs. Wait. Dude, I can't remember how you solve this. Dude, we just had a guide for this recently. I know there was a way to only push one boulder, but I forgot. So I'll just solve it the way I used to solve it. So I remember there was a very simple way to do it, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was like a VHS thing, because I think we did have the first Pokemon movie on VHS, and it might have been a 2-in-1. It included the Pikachu's Vacation one with it. But I do remember the Bellossom. I remember the Snubbull, too. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a refresher on the proper way to solve that puzzle. Like, there's an image in my Discord server. I'll glance at it later. Definitely Mewtwo Strikes Back in 99. Yeah, I could have swore I had the VHS that was like a 2-in-1. Alright. Delete cut off of our moveset. Good riddance. Although, in the mid-game, it wasn't that bad. It's just Magical Leaf really carried us. Hello, Leaf Blade. I forgot Leaf Blade was a high crit move. This thing is essentially a god tier Razor Leaf. Question is, should we teach Swords Dance now? Is there any reason to hold on to special coverage? I don't think there is. Generally, all physical coverage is better than all special. Especially when we have Swords Dance, so yeah, I'll delete Magical Leaf after this fight. I'll keep Return in slot 1 though, just because even though Leaf Blade is more powerful, there's just a lot of stuff that resists grass. Oh my god. My god, I really screwed this up. Alright, Swords Dance in the place of Magic. Hey Matt, have you thought about that conversation we had that one stream about like Heartgold, Platinum, Fire Red? Okay, yeah, so this moveset we have right here, this is going to be our final moveset literally up until blue. But when we get to Kanto, though, I will need to buy another copy of Return, because I want to delete Return for rest for the blue fight. Then we'll teach Return back. I haven't fully decided. I got finals this week and 2 videos to pump out. Then I'm going in. I'll probably play Heartgold at a minimum. I'll probably play Heartgold at a minimum. I played it before I ran Crystal. Really? So you played Heartgold before Crystal? Interesting. Excuse me. Man, this has definitely been a slow stream today, because it took me, and we only just now hit our 100 messages. The last few days, we hit that during the planning session. Thank you, Sketchy. I think that's how you say it. Also, we get to hear the masterpiece that is Jason's theme. It's just so funny how that random guy just talks about Lugia. Lugia had so little involvement in the plot with Gen 2, then the remakes, they just threw in that guy randomly talking about it. Alright, I'm gonna go get the Mount Mortar rare candy really quick. I do know the Kimono Girls tend to be hard for Pokemon that have to rely on setup moves, but we've hardly had to rely on Swords Dance this run. The short from Mewtwo Strikes Back is the one that had Snubbull. That's also the one where Charizard gets struck. The one before the Luigi movie had Bellossom and Elekid. Oh. Hmm. I remember that one Charizard getting stuck. I remember that. Whoops. Saw nothing. This is technically a little slow, but what I've started doing is I always deposit my HM users before the Kimono Girls, because you have to fight them all at once, no healing in between, and it doesn't matter whether you save or black out, you have to fight them all over again. So if you end up losing, always just keep the XP. And that sucks. Okay, this is kind of scary. Even though this is going to be Vaporeon, will we one-shot despite burn? No. Dude. Okay, that was completely no fault of my own. I got burned. But on the bright side, that was a lot of XP we got to keep. And we don't have to worry about withdrawing our HM users again until after the tower. Because once we run away from the Ho-Oh, we can just step down the ladder and use an escape rope. Bruh, you sack of crap. There we go. Leaf Storm, no thank you. You know, it's weird. How come you can go up and down these stairs, but these stairs, there's no up animation. You just, it's like you enter a door. Hey, what's the difference between hugging and embracing? I feel like I'm not the right person to ask that question. Yep, National Park. Although I don't think this is the Gen 2 version. I think this is the Gen 4 version with the GB sounds. Because the GB sounds in Heartgold, Soul Silver, it doesn't exactly replicate the sound font of the Game Boy. There's always a slight difference to it. It's basically the Gen 4 sound font trying to mimic a Gen 2 song. No, I meant before I went and optimized Crystal content, I wanted to be different, so I tried Heartgold and even test ran Sun and Moon, see if I could do this same, but that was a long time ago. You originally tried to get into Sun and Moon playthroughs? Interesting. I mean, I remember when I was watching John Calibro do some, he was saying how they're probably the hardest games to solo run in the entire series. They definitely seem like it based on what he's told me. Alright, now I get my stuff back. I mean, it was a little annoying I had those blackouts, but I kept the XP. Not much you can really do about it. I love the Pokemon in Gen 7. I ran a Alolan Grimer, decided it wasn't for me. Ah. Makes sense. It wasn't just that, John. You even said the Kahunas have EV trained Pokemon. I think, like, even the first one? Hisuian Pokemon. Oh, I didn't realize this was a remix of the Gym Leader music. I actually saw a funny video the other day, or it was like a couple of weeks ago, talking about how it's so strange how Gen 7 has the lowest average base speed total out of all the generations, and it's not even close. Like, look at the starters. They all have a base speed of like 60 or lower. So many Pokemon in Gen 7 have super low speed stats. Waghay. John? Boss KO, I know you're there. Quagsire has showed up. He demands his respect. Gotta pay the toll. There you go, John. It was tough for weaker Pokemon, but it took so long to plan, let alone record and make a competent video out of it. I would bet. The only regular one with over 100 is Rabombi. Isn't Rabombi a bad Pokemon? Is this Scott? You guys, Scott retired and became a fisherman. Who's Hapu again? Is that the ground Kahuna? Yeah, right, yeah, it's the ground Kahuna. Even Hollow is hard to deal with. Dang. Yeah, from what I've seen of John's runs, you really should not care about the speed in the speed of a playthrough in that generation. But it's fine, Matt. You get to be like all of us and play Pokemon Red. Probably the most oversaturated Pokemon game on YouTube. And second place is probably Pokemon Crystal. Oh, I remember that, John. You needed help with that Bulbasaur run, so you wanted me to help you. Like, I knew hardly anything about Sun and Moon, but I was trying my best to help you. And it has made me really jealous that Generation 3 and 4 did not have the whole Sunny Day growth interaction, where it, like, boosts your attack and special attack by 2 in the sun. Like, it turned growth from a pathetic kind of setup move to one of the best setup moves in the game. Alright, how many PP ups do I have? 3. Alright. I'm gonna use them all in return. Do I outspeed everything? Oh yeah, I should be fine. True, but at least Gen 3 had badges. Gen 4 is a hard generation to play. Gen 4 is definitely a harder generation to play. They're hard for, like, different reasons. Like, Platinum, for example, it's very hard. It's, like, very front-loaded. Like, about 80% of a run's difficulty is in the first 4 gyms. Plus Cyrus. And the other 10% is, like, scattered throughout the rest of the game, depending on what you're weak to. Alright, guys, let's do this. My minimum level needed for round 1 league is 53, and I'm 3 levels past that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, every gen has a challenge. I've just been really enjoying the balance of 3 a lot. Like, it's a middle ground between the old Pokemon and the modern physical special split. True, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, Matt, I think your Emerald videos are the ones I actually enjoy the most. And I'm generally not the biggest fan of Emerald. I think it's just the way you tackle it. Like, I like how you care about the nitty details about EVs and stuff. Like, you went into that whole rant about how EVs affect your stats at lower levels compared to higher levels. Like, that was interesting information to me. I don't end up utilizing it because I just use Kingler Calc. But the general gist of what I've learned from that rant you made, I think it was in the Poochyena run. EV training is essentially a long-term game. Like, you would only bother EV training if the EVs matter for, like, the Elite Four or the Champion. But if you're thinking, I'm going to EV train in speed to help with Watson, it's really not going to help you. I think Leaf Blade's... Oh, God. But yeah, like, before Bugsy in this run, I was grinding for speed EVs, because I knew this was roughly the amount of speed EVs I needed for Red and Lance. And I needed XP for Bugsy anyway. Man, I really hope in the DLC for Legends EA, I hope if we ever get to fight Karina, I hope we hear some sort of remix of the gym leader music, because if not, I'm gonna be mad. Because one of the best parts about, like, the new, like, mystery gift drops, or, like, potential, like, new DLC tracks, is any piece of music that you unlock throughout the playthrough, you can use it all in the online ranked battles. You just have to have heard it at least once. Like, when that whole Mewtwo event dropped the other day, I got to do a few rank battle matches with Mewtwo's music in the background. It was pretty good. And again, my theory is it's probably not going to be a Gym Leader remix. I think they're going to use the Mega Successor music, which on its own is already a remix. Oh wait, I need a tract. I'm a higher level than I thought. I don't think I'll need it. Okay, that's not fair. That was a crit. Oh my god, dude. 2 crits in a row. You absolute jackass. You frickin' jackass. Cheater. Okay, take 2. You... Oh my god, dude. Seriously, dude. Oh. Well, it's not gonna matter. The Aerodactyl's gonna outspeed. Don't even bother. You asshole, dude. Wait, what? That was weird. That was weird. Scott's patch sometimes do that. I'm not kidding. That's not the first time that's happened. It looks like a jump scare, but no, your save file is fine. Oh my god, fine. I will frickin' teach a tract. No, not the battle video. I don't know. I've told Scott about these problems. He says he never had these problems. He thinks I may need to repatch the ROM or something. I mean, this patch does also have some other problems. Like, when I save the game for the very first time, when it says, like, now saving a lot of data, I actually have to save twice the very first time. Because if I don't, then the save's not there. It's so strange. You know, Matt, it's really annoying whenever I need, like, a Gen 2 sprite for, like, one of the backports, so I use one of the Gen 5 era sprites. And it's like a 80 by 80 pixel palette. Having to shrink that down to 56 by 56, it may not sound like much, but it really does squish the sprite. Alright, so as soon as I get to Celadon City, I will need to purchase another TM for return. And, I'm still gonna hold on to this moveset for a good chunk of the game. Yeah, to be fair to Lance, I always knew Lance was going to be hard. That was the reason I wanted a track to make it consistent, but I thought the higher level would have been fine, but come on. Like, I still don't think a track is necessary for that fight, but the fact that he got 2 crits in a row on me, one individual fight with a crit, and then one fight where, like, he froze me. Like, come on, dude. Where do you find 112 by 112 sprites? Yeah, it's always weird, like making the sprites for Gen 1 and Gen 2, the front and the back uses different pixel sizes. And Matt, if you still need me to help you with some sprite work, just let me know. Some are 192 by 192. Dang. I don't even think Gen 5 sprites are that big. Maybe they are? I don't know. Shadow would know. Alright, I believe TMs are on the 3rd floor in Kanto. Yep. 27. Just one copy, please. Hey look, Crasher Wake's up there. Yeah, I think I'll just start with Erica. Erica's gonna be a joke. Is there a gym leader that I should save for last in Kanto? Probably Blaine. But then again, he's normally saved near the end anyway. Sabrina's gonna be easy. Misty will be easy. Brock, Janine, Surge. I think just Blaine, essentially, but... No, I'll just fight the gym leaders in the normal order. But man, for a random solo run stream, it feels nice to actually play something good. This thing just had a really rough early game. But once it got past Bugsy, even though it had to keep Cut, its stats were just good enough to where Cut and Magical Leaf essentially was just enough. I'm pretty sure those spinners see you even from the bottom. So it's just not worth it trying to avoid them. Hold on. I think Espeon outspeeds. Yup. Oh no, he stole chlorophyll. Whatever shall I do? Can you imagine if that crit? Damn it. I had a feeling that would happen. Now we get to fight Jumpluff Girl. You know, it's funny, I grabbed the Shell Bell and I've still never used it. Just Silk Scarf and Miracle Seed was just all I needed. And then leftovers once I get those. Alright, I will need to deposit again. I'll explain why in a minute. Also, the machine part does not spawn until you fight the rocket. Dude. This is why I wanted to deposit. Because these two fighting these two trainers both at once can actually be kind of rough because some of their Pokemon have access to moves like Stun Spore and Spore. Especially for water types, you want to deposit, but if you're very confident you won't have problems, you don't have to. But I do this just to make the fight a little bit safer. You may be laughing thinking, oh, but you're over-leveled. Trust me, all it takes is one Stun Spore for things to completely go down south. Just saying. And if you head down south, say hi to Matt for me. Best not to walk on people's property around here. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for that. Oh no, I can only use one Swords Dance. Mandatory Quagsire attacks. Come on, guy. Come on, members. You gotta say hi to Quagsire. Oh, wait. You want a hint, Shadow? Do you think we're screwed? We're in Kanto right now with 5 resets. Like, does it look like we're having problems? Shadow, the only tough part about this entire run was just having to use Cut in the early game. Because without Cut, we would literally have nothing for Bugsy. But our stats were just good enough, combined with Magical Leaf. Like, it honestly didn't really matter we were stuck with Cut. Because we used Magical Leaf most of the time anyway. Plus we held on to Mega Drain for healing. But yeah, essentially the early game was going a little slow. Was this better than Melodic Run? Probably not. But this is definitely better than the last 4. I mean, Bellossom gets Swords Dance, but what I noticed, other than Return, Return is essentially our only physical move. At least until Heartgold and Soul Silver. In Heartgold and Soul Silver, they gave Bellossom Leaf Blade at level 1. I looked, in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, it did not have Leaf Blade on its level 1 set. So, if we were doing this in Platinum, literally, Return would be our only physical move. That and probably Drain Punch. It would not be as fun. I should just one-shot sweep, dude. There's no reason to set up. Oh yeah, the run is going pretty good, don't get me wrong. It's just the early game was rough and slow. Like, our only starting attacking move was Mega Drain. But I did think of a pretty interesting strat, holy crap. I did think of a pretty interesting early game strat. You know on Route 29, the very first route in Johto? When you go up, you reach another route. It's like at the bottom of a bunch of one-way ledges. Holy shit, dude. Freaking Surge. Okay. Okay, Bellossom, you should be embarrassed of that. You had so many chances to win. Really. But I ended up coming up with a unique strat. I would just go to that dead-end route and just grind up on a bunch of Geodudes a few levels. Okay, I guess Surge is somehow the hardest gym leader in Kanto today. Not something I had on my bingo card. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot this. Mirror Shot can lower accuracy. I had a reset with Nose Pass yesterday in Bryson's gym over that move. Yeah, literally Surge. The hardest Kanto leader, apparently. I'm not kidding. Surge might have been harder than Blaine today. Well, it's not just static, it's also Mirror Shot lowering your accuracy. Alright, make sure to catch this thing for leftovers. I don't know if I'm going to need this Silver Wing, but I'm just going to get it just in case. I'll just fight these two trainers. They're very quick XP if you have a grass type. Because the minimum level I need at the start of round 2 League is probably level 83. Because technically I need 85 for round 2 Lance, but I'm sure if I enter at 83, I think the rest of the trainers will give me enough XP. I know for a fact if I used all 20 rare candies that are in the game right now, I will get that level, but there's still a lot of Kanto left. So I'm going to decide what candies I can skip. Okay, I need to figure out a good way of, Hey, Taiwanese streamer sniper, are you done with Conquest now? I haven't ran Pokemon Conquest in quite a while. I'm not done with speedruns. I've been taking a... I haven't really done speedruns the last few months because I've been busy working on, like, fully edited videos for the channel. But, like, the last major game I actually speedran was Pokemon Stadium 2, and I did that for, like, 3 months. The Gym Leader Castle. And I did do a small bit of Kirby Superstar Ultra, but not too much. I'll resume doing it in the new year. I do plan to get back to Conquest, but, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, I like the Unova Gate music too, it's really good. Leaf Blade. Uh-oh. Good luck with Blaine. I need it. I mean, so far, Surge was the most difficult leader in Kanto. World Champion Blaine. Yep. Oh, I can just use Attract. Alright, Blaine. You win that round. What? Do I need to really... I really need to repatch this ROM. I need to repatch this ROM. There's like something wrong with it. I can just subtract that time off the run. That's technical difficulties. I'll just figure out how long it took me to get from Surge to Blaine, and I'll just subtract that time off the run. Yeah, I was literally telling Scott about these problems. He was telling me none of this stuff that I've been having has ever happened to him. He thinks it might be the base ROM I use specifically. I might have to repatch it. Hey, Shadow, do you think you could, Uh, well, how do I figure out how much time to subtract? Can you rewind to when I beat Surge for the first time and tell me what the time difference is from when I defeated Surge the first time and then when I saved the game at Blaine? Can you tell me what those two times were and just tell me like what the total length of time was? Because I'll subtract that off the run. I'm going to make sure I set a save state, too, every time I save from now on, because that's the first time I've seen that happen. But yeah, I think I just need to repatch the ROM. Who knows, like, there might have been some sort of problem with the patching process. Either that or I need to use a different base ROM, but this is the same base ROM I've been using for, like, the last couple of years. I don't think it's a problem with the ROM. Like, I think I just gotta repatch it. I'll try that. I'll just re-download the patch file Scott sent me, and I'll just repatch my existing ROM and see if that fixes it. Because it's not like this is a consistent problem. Like, I think that whole, like, loading a backup save, I think that's the first time that's happened so far. Two 2137s when you beat Surge for the first time. Alright, and what was the time when I saved for Blaine? Like when I saved right in front of him. And then whatever that length of time is between those two events, I'll subtract that off the final time. Two 2620s when you got to Blaine. Okay, so what's the difference between those two? Whoops. Yeah, I'll make it a clean 5 minutes. I'll just subtract 5 minutes. You know what? I should probably subtract a reset off my run. Yeah, I'll subtract that reset. Oh my god. Alright, I'll save before Blaine and make a save state. And honestly, I think I might do a purposeful reset after the save state just to test it, because I want to see if it happens again. Now it says saving a lot of data. Honestly, I wonder if it said it was saving a lot of data last time. Yeah, that might have been the issue. Save state. Alright, I'm going to do a quick reset. Okay. But yeah, for some reason, my patched version of the ROM has problems saving sometimes. Well, I know it normally sometimes says that, but I think just the way my ROM's been patched, whenever it says now saving a lot of data, there's a chance it may not save properly. I 100% blame the burn on that reset. Dude, again? You know what? I'm not kidding. This could theoretically be a moment for Hidden Power Ground. Dude! What? Oh, the Rapidash outsped. It's like 2 candies. I know patching can sometimes cause issues depending on the ROM, the patch file, and the software used. I used a GitHub website. Honestly, it might have just been a problem trying to patch it once, so I think I'll just patch it a second time and just see if I have those errors again. Holy crap, Blaine. Okay, Blaine is still the hardest one. But honestly, I think for, like, post-production, it might be worth testing Hidden Power Ground here. Because constantly opening myself up to burn is not good. Alright, I don't think I want the Seafoam Islands candy, so I'll skip it. Okay, so for the sakes of the over-under, I know it says under 245, but because of the whole 5 minutes thing, pretend it says under 250. I think Janine's Crobat has the same speed stat as Koga's. I swore Koga's Crobat has 151 speed. No, it can't be, because Aerodactyl's the fastest thing in Round 1 League. No, never mind, I might be thinking of something else. Yay, the funny number. You know what? Yeah, 69's the funny number. None of that 6-7 bullshit here. My mouth feels dirty just for saying it. Real. Okay, so for this gym specifically, I gotta teach rest in the place of return. Wait. Yeah, rest over return. You know what? Let's try a fight with that at first. Who knows? Actually, should I use my candies before blue? Let's see. I have 12. That'll get me to level 81. Yeah, I can just use them now. Honestly, I may not need any candies anymore. Well, no, I have to be level 83 at the start of round 2 league. So I may have to go around for a couple of candies. Okay, so maybe now we won't need rest anymore. Oh, wait a minute. I just forgot. I can use Attract here, too, to help out. Okay, I think +2 should be enough. Get rid of it. Will +1 one-shot it? Well, that'll one-shot itself. And I'm back to normal. Leaf Blade. That's gonna heal. Will that outspeed? No, it will not. Yeah, so I should definitely get a couple of rare candies around the region. Let's see. For rock climb candies, there's the Cinnabar one. There's one in Olivine. And there's also one in Cerulean Cave, but the Cerulean Cave one's kind of out of the way. So I think just Cinnabar Island and Olivine City. Yeah, first try blue because I used all my candies before him. But if he had set up Trick Room, there was a good chance I was dead. Alright, Olivine City. Technically, if I wanted to, I could go to Mount Silver and get the rare candy at the entrance. Like, just for the league. Plus, it'll be on the fly map, too, which will be nice. I think so, because that little walking trip you have to do it anyways. Yeah, I'll get that extra one, just to be safe. Alright, let's do this again. But yeah, let's see. I have 3 rare candies right now. I need a minimum of 85 for Lance. So yeah, this is essentially foolproof. I'll probably have 1 extra level. Reflect gone? Not yet. Now it's gone. Thankfully, there's no ghost types in here with Sap Sipper. Otherwise, there'd be something I couldn't hit. Okay, I'm a little concerned about the Skunk Tank, though, because the Skunk Tank is probably going to go for a turn 1 Toxic. So I may want to return it right away. Oh, that works. Oh no, Aftermath. Tap Sipper's a Gen 5 ability. I know it was a joke. I knew it was a Gen 5 ability. I was saying, like, good thing there are no ghost types in here with Sap Sipper. Also, that Crobat is the fastest thing in the game. It's 1 speed faster than Red's Pikachu. But the level that I planned for Red, we are going to underspeed the Pikachu. We're going to underspeed the Salamence too on Lance's team. But it's not that big a deal because we realized during routing that like we have to use Attract on them anyway. But once we get past them, we do outspeed and one-shot everything else. So all of the luck is just on the first Pokemon. So it's not that big a deal. I mean, the Pikachu is just most likely going to spam Iron Tail. Yeah, it's a glass cannon. Plus, with the light ball, it doubles Pikachu's physical and special moves. So if you add that effective gain in power to its stats, it actually becomes Red's hardest hitting Pokemon. Also, fun fact, in the World Tournament, Red is the only champion, I believe, to not have an ace. Like, the 3 Pokemon he brings into a single battle will be purely random. Oh, that's gonna outspeed. You butthole. Every other champion in the World Tournament has an ace that they will always bring in first. Red does not. Okay, I should be able to outspeed and one-shot everything else. Oh no, I've been cursed. Really random for Red in the World Tournament. It's good for Red. I think they initially did that so that way Red won't always bring the Pikachu. I think that was the reason they did that. Also, in the World Tournament, in the Champions Tournament, Red is the only champion to have 30 IVs. All the other ones have 25. Okay. Use these candies to get to level 87. Yeah, I'm not going to outspeed the Salamence, though, but that's fine. That was never planned. Wait a minute. I forgot the leftovers. Surely we'll be fine, right? Okay, that was unlucky. But yeah, we need a track to come through for us. We have to set up to +5. Alright, take 2. Brock with the Onyx. Yeah, that is... Brock is so bad. Oh, yeah, Blue doesn't have an ace either. I knew most of the champions did. I knew Red didn't. I was gonna say I'm not sure about Blue, but I didn't think about saying it. And I'm burned. Theoretically, I could have gone around the region to get even more rare candies to allow the outspeed. But no matter what, all that would do is just give us 1 extra turn. We still need a track to come through either way. My god, bro will not take it easy on us. Wow. Lance is out for blood. Oh yeah, and because of that crash, the new under is 255. Or no, it's 250. Yeah, we're definitely not hitting the under at this rate. There we go, +5. Dude! That is ridiculous. Thing is, once we get to +5, which is 3 swords dances, we outspeed and one-shot everything else, and nothing on Lance's team has a priority move. Literally all the luck is on Salamence. In fact, Salamence is in chat with us right now. There we go. There. Now it's just a one-shot sweep. Actually, wait. The Gyarados does have Intimidate, but I think even with +4, it'll still be fine. Should he... I should have used Leaf Blade for that, but oh well. I'll Leaf Blade this. It's neutral. Yeah, +4 is fine. Yeah, literally all the luck is just on Salamence. But to be fair, like I said, even if we went all out of the way for like 3 or 4 extra rare candies, we still need the 3 swords dances anyway. So no matter what, it's going to be luck. I mean, it didn't take that many tries, but you gotta admit, we were pretty unlucky on some of those attempts. Like, the Salamence had like 4 chances to be infatuated, and it didn't infatuate a single time. Yeah, we're definitely not hitting the under. This is probably going to be the in-between, but then again, we have luck for red. Wait a minute. Is this isn't on a Diamond Dust day, is it? Oh, no, it's not. This is set to April 15th, 2020. It needs to be set to March 15th for Diamond Dust. Uh-oh. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Before red, I'm going to save and change the date. I don't allow changing the date like during my runs, but I forgot to double check it. March 15th, 2020 is a Sunday with Diamond Dust. And since I grabbed return, I have to make sure it's Sunday. No point in grabbing that rare candy. Alright. It's at March 15th, 2022. Yeah, that's the problem. It has to be 2020. Alright, core reboot. I think I gotta reload this. There we go. Steve would like this version of Johto? No, he wouldn't. There's no curse TM. Alright, come on, Pikachu. Alright, we also need 3 swords dances. Oh, I forgot to equip the Cherry Berry. Don't get paralyzed. There we go. Alright, we're gonna outspeed and one-shot everything. Also, the 224 speed EVs was to also make sure we outspeed the Charizard. I mean, we ended up at a higher level than anticipated, but we still needed all those speed EVs. If we didn't properly plan for that, like if Scott did like an oddish evolution line into Bellossom playthrough, he would probably be level 100. Alright, so 250, 237 minus 5 minutes, so 247.37. Yeah, got the in-between. With I don't think the 16 resets is... Yeah, the 16 resets is the right number. What's so special March 15, 2020 Diamond Dust? It's the last time Diamond Dust was on a Sunday, to my knowledge. In my Discord server in the Heartgold Soul Silver channel, I have Diamond Dust days for all 7 days of the week. They're all some variation of March 15th, because I think March 15th is Junichi Masuda's birthday or something. Because he just put in Easter eggs to himself, which is pretty funny. It could have been a lot worse. This run was still pretty good. I should have just made sure the run was set to the correct time. Because the reason I had set to March 15th, 2022, I think it was because I previously did a Heartgold run that needed a Wednesday TM or held item from the lottery. Wait, no, that's still not a Diamond Dust day. I don't know. I don't get the reason either. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on the leaderboard. Okay, we were level 88. You know what I like about these Heartgold runs? Even though it feels like we're over-leveled, we technically arrived at red at the level cap. Most of these runs are at the level cap. Okay, 16 resets, real time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 37 seconds. Game time. $8.23. Alright everyone, so if we take a quick look at the leaderboard, we are at 16th place overall. It was definitely far worse than Meganium. Even though they're both grass types in the medium slow group with Swords Dance, I think the main difference was the early game. Because Meganium, to my knowledge, had Natural Gift by level up, and you could use Natural Gift with a Bluckberry from a blue shard, I believe, to get Natural Gift Fire for Bugsy. Bellossom couldn't do such thing, but Meganium was able to use like Swords Dance, Return, and Razor Leaf. This thing kind of had to wait a little longer. It did do better than Miltank though, but just barely, and that was Miltank's second playthrough. Miltank just being in the slow group was not that great. At least tomorrow's going to be a breather. I don't remember what game I'm doing tomorrow. It's on the schedule. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate it. The next stream will be tomorrow as usual, along with a fully produced video. Pokemon Red. Oh yeah, so tomorrow's Red video should be Pokemon Red with Electabuzz. That's an interesting run. But, yeah, at least it'll be a lot quicker of a run, but just wait for me to get Red with Voltorb or something. Oh god. Anyway, I will